Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm very happy to see you today. So in this video I'm going to discuss about concealers. I am going to show you the type of concealers that I have. We are going to discuss about the brand names, the colors of the concealers and their use. So I'm also going to do a little demonstration on how to use the concealer, where to use them and what they are used for. So if you are a beginner or a professional, it doesn't matter. Please stay tuned with me until the very end of this video. Subscribe to my channel, like this video, share it around, and please drop me a comment in the section down below. So the first concealers we are going to talk about are these concealers, which are very popular, and they are the L.A Girl Pro Concealer. This is what they look like. This is a small tube. I don't know how much of milliliters we have in here. Okay, it's written 8 grams. So this shade right here is the shade Beautiful Bronze. All the shades are written right here. Let me show you all the colors that I have. I have this one right here, which is an orange concealer, and it's written Orange Corrector. That means this is for correction. And here I have the shade Toffee, still by L.A Girl. Here I have the shade Fawn, which used to be my favorite concealer among all the Pro Concealer by L.A Girl. This one is in the shade Mahogany. It's a very dark concealer. That means it's for contouring. And here I have the shade Expresso. This shade right here is called Warm Honey. And at last I have the shade called Chestnut. So this is how the concealer looks like when it's brand new, when it has never been opened or used. As you can see, we have some plastic here and we have the tag with the price, the website when you get by it. So you might be wondering why I have so many concealers of the same brand, but you might also think that they look the same or they are the same. I promise you they are not the same. But well, you can check for yourself. These colors are absolutely not the same. I hope you can see all the colors for yourself. So first thing first, I'm going to explain why I have so many concealers. This one is an orange concealer. Orange is for correcting black spot, dark marks. If you have wounds that are drying out, or if you have black spot from pimples or any kind of black marks that you want to fade away, you have to use an orange concealer before applying your foundation. These two right here are Mahogany and Expresso. They are two very dark, very brown concealer. I also used to own the shade Dark Cocoa, but I think I ran out of it. I use these two dark concealer for contouring. I think we all know what contouring is. You know, when you put this dark concealer and dark powder right here to slim down your face, you have to apply a concealer before putting on a dark contouring powder. Next, I'm going to discuss Beautiful Bronze and Chestnut. These two concealers really look the same, but I swear they are different. I use this to draw my eyebrows and to fade my black spot. So what I do is I first apply an orange concealer on my dark spot. Then I will apply a concealer that looks more or less the same as my skin tone before applying my foundation. Also, I will use this concealer to clean right underneath my brows and right on top of my brow whenever I am drawing my eyebrows. Talking about brows, I used to love this color, which is called Fawn. Fawn is this beautiful type of goldish, brownish and nudish concealer at the same time, but I stopped being a fan of it because it gives me that, you know, that very light and visible highlight underneath and on top of my eyebrows. I used to love that before, but now, you know, I like having that concealer which is close to my skin tone color. So I'm not using Fawn anymore. That's why I have so little left and I'm not bothering to buy more. And here I have the shade Warm Honey and the shade Toffee. These concealers are very light in color. They are very light comparing to my skin tone, and I use them for primer. Primer means you have to apply a product on your eyelids before applying your eyeshadows, so that your eyeshadows will be staying in place all day long and they will not fade away. Now I'm going to show you the two last concealers that I have from L.A Girl. This one is in the shade Toast, and this other one here is in the shade Dark Cocoa. Dark Cocoa is as dark as Mahogany and Expresso, and Toast is very close to Beautiful Bronze. So I use Toast for concealing my eyebrows and also fading my spots away, and I use Dark Cocoa for contouring. So that's about how much concealers from L.A Girl that I have, and I'm going to demonstrate to you how to use them, so don't worry about that. Okay, so before showing you any other brand of concealer, I'm going to swatch the L.A Girl Pro Concealer in the shade Beautiful Bronze. So you have to press the tube slowly and gently so that it just doesn't, jump out of the tube. Press it slowly so that the product can actually remain in the hair, and when it's out of the tube, this is what it looks like. I hope you can see this creamy and heavy texture. It's so adorable. It's very easy to use. You have to blend it fast and blend it properly so that you get the outcome that you're looking for from the concealer. Let me show you another shade. Now I'm going to show you the shade Orange Corrector, and I'm pretty sure you know that this is going to be an orange creamy product. And this is what it looks like. Now I'm going to show you one of the lightest shade that I have, and this one right here, it's called Warm Honey. And this is what Warm Honey looks like. That's why I was telling you that I use it for priming my eyes and a little bit sometimes to highlight myself right here, the bridge of my nose, my forehead and my chin. But actually I'm not a fan of highlighting, so it's very rare for me to highlight my skin. Now I'm going to show you what Fawn looks like, and maybe you will understand why I used to like this color so much. So I'm swatching Fawn right now. It has this goldish, nudish and brownish tone at the same time. And at last, let me swatch for you the Dark Cocoa concealer. I hope you can see how dark this concealer is. That's why I use it for contouring. So basically guys, here at the back of my hand I have the colors that I need. So if you are a beginner and you don't want to have too much makeup, or if you can't afford to have too much makeup, these are the 5 colors that I recommend. You need these 5 colors in your life. So you can just buy these colors and just stop it there and you're good to go. The next brand we are going to talk about is the MAC Cosmetic Studio Finish Concealer in the shade NC45. This is the only MAC concealer that I have. You can look and check at the color. It has this very cute little container, and when it's brand new, it comes in a dark square, a small black box. So this is what the concealer looks like. The reason why I bought it is because there was this time this concealer by L.A Girl in the shade Fawn was out of stock everywhere. I was so obsessed by this color that I needed to have it near me. So I had to go ahead and buy the MAC concealer. This concealer right here is the little sister to this one in terms of consistency, quality, and the way it applies on your skin. The only difference is that MAC Cosmetic is quite expensive comparing to L.A Girl. So to swatch the concealers, I'm going to show you how Fawn and NC45 look a lot alike. So this one is the Fawn concealer by L.A Girl, and now I'm going to swatch the MAC Cosmetic concealer in the shade NC45 so that you guys can see. Look at this, they look so much alike, but to be honest with you, I prefer sticking to my L.A Girl Pro Concealer. We all like cheap stuff as long as it's affordable and good in terms of the way it applies. then we are good to go. The next concealer I'm going to show you is the Swiss Beauty Liquid Concealer. This one is in the shade 01, but I think it has a name. I'm going to check the box and name it down below for you. And this is what the concealer looks like. So we have a stick, and of course it's a liquid concealer. If I swatch it for you, this is what we have. You can see it also looks a lot like Fawn, but it's a bit lighter than Fawn. I love Swiss Beauty a lot. That's why I tried their concealer, and I think this is the only concealer that can be used by a black skin girl like me. So this is the only shade I could actually take from them. I'm also very happy about the consistency and the way the concealer applies on my skin. I use it for eye priming and for eyebrow drawing. And finally, I'm going to show you the Nykaa Skin Genius Conceal and Correct palette. This is a concealer palette, and this is the box that came along with the palette. When I open it, I have this little beautiful palette that comes out of it, and this is the palette 03. It's written here Deep 03. When I open it, this is what I have. It's brand new, it's untouched. I've never used it before, and I think this is the darkest palette from Nykaa. Guys, I bought this because I was tired of having all the concealers that I showed you previously. You see, I have close to 10 concealers by L.A Girl. In this one palette, I have the shades that I need. I told you about the orange corrector, the dark concealer for contouring, this one for highlighting and priming my eyes. This is the one that looks like Fawn in NC45, and all this shade here, I can use them to fade my spot along with the orange corrector and also to draw my eyebrows. So this palette, it's a pure baby. I feel complete with just one palette. It's very inexpensive as well. I'm going to name down below the website where you can buy it along with the price. And if you are based in India, I highly recommend you forget about buying MAC and all those L.A Girl concealer. Just go for this one and you will be satisfied. I'm not gonna swatch it for you because it's brand new. I don't want to touch it now. I'm going to show you how to use the other concealer on my face so that you will have a clear idea about what I'm talking about. So guys, to demonstrate how to use the concealer, I'm going to prime my eyes, then I'm going to set them with a face powder because I'm not doing any eyeshadow today. Then I'm going to correct my dark spot. So starting with the eyes, I'm going to use the shade Warm Honey, which is written right here, and I'm going to use a concealer brush. If you have the Real Techniques Deluxe Crease brush, that's perfect, you can use it. But today I'm going to use this No Name Unicorn brush. You know, the concept is just to have a brush that is fluffy enough like this, that is firm and soft on your skin at the same time. So let me show you how to apply the concealer to prime my eye. So this is the first layer. I'm going to blend it. Blending means I have to push the product into my skin, and I also have to drag it around the entire surface of my eye. So this is the first layer of concealer that I have. What I usually do is I apply an eye primer before applying my concealer. But today I don't want to use an eye primer, I only want to use a concealer. That means I have to apply a second layer, so that it's going to be thick enough and resistant enough to stop the oil coming out from my eye. So this is what I'm left with. As you can see, I have some highlights going on around my eye. For the next eye, I will use a different concealer, and I'll be using the Swiss Beauty Liquid Concealer in the shade 01. This is also a good product that you can use to prime your eye. Don't worry about the brush, you don't need to clean it. You can just go ahead and blend your concealer with it. I hope you can see the difference of the consistency. This one is liquid, it's very light, and it's disappearing from my eye. The other one from L.A Girl is creamy and it's actually sticking on my eye. So I hope you could see the difference of the color. Here I have L.A Girl Warm Honey, and here I have Swiss Beauty in the shade 01. So I'm just going to apply another layer of the Swiss Beauty concealer and blend it one more time. You know, if you're doing your eyeshadows, you shouldn't forget to prime the lower part of your eye. You know, get the product around. Do not fear the fact that it's touching your nose and it's shading onto your skin, because we can correct this whole mess just with foundation. You know, foundation is good to go. And also when you are doing your eyebrows, sometimes you have some unblended concealer right here. You guys shouldn't worry about that. We can fix it with foundation. And since I don't like highlighting my face, that's why I also don't mind smudging my concealer down to my cheek and the rest of my face. This is a way for me to highlight my face. You know, when you are using an actual eye primer or a concealer as an eyeshadow base, you have to set them before they start creasing, or else your eyeshadows will not blend properly. And for this, I like using the Maybelline Fit Me powder in the shade Sun Beige. This is the one that I use for my face. So I'm just going to use the same brush to get the powder and to set my eyes. Apply a generous amount, drag it and blend it around the entire surface of your eyes. It doesn't matter if the concealers are not the same shade, just go ahead and blend your eyes. So next thing, I'm showing you now how to use an orange concealer to fade away your dark spot. This is the space where I want to correct. So I'm not pressing the tube because I know there's an amount of product left right here on the hair. So I'm just going to use what was already pressed out previously by myself. And I'm just going to drop the product around those places where I have scars, dark spots, and dark marks. And now I have to use a concealer that is close enough to the color of my skin tone, and the one in use is this concealer called Beautiful Bronze. I'm not dropping it right on top of the orange spot because I don't want the hair of this tube to pick up the orange concealer. So I'm just going to drop it in between the orange spots. So this is what I am coming up with, and now I'm going to use my Kabuki foundation brush by the purple set of Duke makeup brushes, and with some foundation left over the brush, I'm going to blend both concealers together, and I'm going up to my eyes so that I can smudge away the concealer I was using as an eye primer. You know, you have to blend, drag, and push the product into your skin at the same time. That's how you do a proper blending job. The reason why you have to use a brown concealer after using an orange concealer is because if you only apply orange concealer right before your foundation, you have that orange tone that will be showing too much under your foundation, so you have to tone it down with some brown concealer. And that's about enough for me, guys. This is how I correct my skin. And sometimes you will see some girls, they will be correcting this space right here, this space right here, and this space right here. And I don't go that much into correcting. I just like it this way, and that's more than enough for me. If you don't like foundation, or maybe you are in a hurry to go out, or maybe you will just go out for a few minutes and you don't want to wear your foundation, you can just get your concealer and correct your dark spot just the way I did, so that you will look presentable, nice, and you will look like you have some serious makeup going on your face. And that was it for the teaching on concealers. I hope you guys liked it, and I hope you found it interesting. I hope you learned something, because you know you are here to learn, and it's very important for me that you are learning from my tutorials. Thank you guys so much for watching this, and I will see you again in my next video.